introduction on how to log into Results Plus. Results Plus is the deeper analysis tool for any sort of summative assessment that's been done by Edexcel. Now they're called Pearson, of course. First of all, you Google Results Plus, you come to this screen. Where it says Login to Results Plus on the right hand side, you press that. And for some reason, it takes you to another screen that tells you to log in. Press Login. Now, your email address needs to be registered by the school exams officer for you to be able to use it. Type in your email address. If you've forgotten your password or you don't know your or anything like that, you click on that, it sends you an email, and it gives you a temporary one which you can change. You then just log in. When you log in, you'll have three options. The top option is for looking at the results when they've already sat an actual examination. This would be really relevant to, say, science, or if there is an early entry. Mock analysis service is when you want to be looking at how students are performing and using that as a predictor. This is how you're going to monitor your own particular group. Now we're going to have a look at creating or editing a group. This is important so we can look at our own individual classes. First thing you have to do is make sure that when you push this button, you don't get any yellow lines appearing at the bottom or the top that say pop-up blocked. You need to always allow pop-ups to this site when you're given that option. Next, you click on it, and you'll take them to the groups page. As you can see, I've already created groups for the two math sets that I teach. But let's just say I've got an intervention group. So I'm going to call my group intervention before I create it. And then I need to find some students. I find the easiest way to do this is by school year. They haven't updated yet, so it still says year 10. If you click on there, you'll find our current year 11 will come up. So let's just say Ace Bateman, Aim Raywell, Amanjeet Kaur, and Amy Miles need intervention. I can add them to my group. Now, if I've got my class list saved by last name, I can click on the button here, and it will change the order of the group. And if I need Cassie Adams, I can add it to my group again. All I have to do then, press save, and that's it, job done. Now we're just going to have a very quick look on how we should mark the papers that's going to make our life easier for putting the results into Results Plus. First of all, little Bobby here done this question pretty well. He's noticed that the number's got to be bigger than -3, so he's done -2, -1, 0, but of course he hasn't included the number 1. This question is worth 2 marks. The key point to remember here is wherever there is a bracket, you need to put a number. I find it easier to cross that out and write the 1 by it. However, in question B, I've got the marks, I've been doing it for ages. I know P bigger than 6 is worth full marks. So all I do here is circle it. I'll be honest with you, the most time efficient way of doing this is to be marking it and calling out the score as you do it, and somebody puts the results into Results Plus for you. Okay, so now you've marked the papers and you want to put the results in. On the welcome screen, go to the mock analysis service. Then you want to find past papers and manage student mock marks. Now, in this case, I used a GCSE paper. Could have been absolutely anything that Edexcel do. I used GCSE paper from March 2013. So, click on GCSE. The session is March 2013. And all the available papers in that session come up. We want 1 MA0 Mathematics A Linear. My class only did paper 1. And it was the higher paper, and I'm going to put them in as a group. So my intervention group has set this paper. I click on Manage Mock Results, and I'm going to start with Amanjeet Kaur. Now, when you get to this screen, start with the first question. I know that sounds silly, but stick with me. And put in the result. Now you shouldn't need to use the mouse again. If you keep pressing tab, if they got 0 in the next question, just press tab and tab again. And keep correcting the scores as you go. When you've got as far as they've got the paper, so said they didn't do anything after question 5, that's as much as you need to do. The next thing to do is add a date for the mock. I would suggest that if these are calendared, everybody puts the same date in whenever we do a regular test like this. So let's just say it is the 12th of the 9th, 2015. I then click next candidate in group. And I follow the process until I've done them all. I press save. Okay, so you've given the paper, you marked it, you learned the results. Now this is the actual really useful bit. First of all, you go to the mock analysis service. You want to view mock results analysis. Now what I've done here is I've downloaded a group that I had last year just to show you how it works. This is my Expand group. I'm only going to view group analysis. I gave them the November 2014 paper as a practice, so I'm going to have a look at it. Now, this is for the whole group. If I just click Highlight Report, it generates a report for the whole class. Now this I can use to inform my teaching, because these are the 10 questions they did best in, these are the 10 questions they did worst in. These are the 10 skills they did best in. Now be aware, they may talk about things like tree diagrams, even if they're not on the exam, because what it's doing is the analysis of the skills that were needed, and it's suggesting what you should do to improve those skills. Now, these are the 10 worst things they did. Next, look at this button here. Now, this is comparing them against all students, but let's just say I've got set 2 and they're all expected to get A's. Well, I can now click on the grade A. What this is doing is saying, compared to all the students that have ever sat this exam, these are the 10 worst skills that your students have if they want to achieve a grade A. That clearly is useful to inform planning. But what about the individual? Well, you can go to View Paper Analysis. And let's have a look at, say, Olivia Deponia. So even though I've got something which is going to inform my teaching for the whole class, this will inform Olivia what she needs to go home and learn. Now her target may of course be a B. So against all the other grade B students, she needs to do these skills better. And we can of course print it out. Now if you want to print it out for every student in a group, you can do so. What you do is you go to the Highlight Report and the whole group stage, go to Print, and it gives you an option to print for all students in the group. Now there is no preview here. You press the button, then you press Print, and it's just an expensive way of doing it, but I think preview